Hi everyone, we are back. Check out our fancy new filming location. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. And while you're at it, make sure to go to our social channels above my head because we are coming up with fancy new content all the time. We're going to talk about an update. My name's Josie and I'm an analyst at Hutch.
I'm Tim, I'm Head of Marketing and Analytics at Hutch.
And I'm Jonathan, and I am Design Director at Hutch.
Right, new update.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it's so nice, because it's the thing we can't talk about.
Yeah.
And now we can.
What are we doing? Tell us about what we're doing.
It's called PL11.
Nice.
Ooh.
Numbers.
Right, what else?
The Great Exhibition.
Yeah.
So, British, kind of coming to Hutch's home.
Yeah.
It was about time. There were a lot of great British cars, great British manufacturers that we weren't featuring. So Aston Martin coming to the game for the first time. Just an amazing kind of heritage, going right the way back. Just beautiful cars. My only frustration is that we've never found a way to put a style or beauty score into the game, because if we did, then Aston Martin would have to be right up there. Just so many stunning models. So I mean, some of their older stuff is obviously, I mean, it works great because some of their older stuff is now quite modest in terms of performance, but it's an incredibly stylish way to win some races in top drives.
Yeah,
and then
new
Sub-Zero
in there.
Yes.
Very rare
Actually, can I say that was my? Actually, no, maybe I shouldn't. That was actually my great uncle's car. But that is not why it's Sub-Zero. It's Sub-Zero because it's just one of the greatest racing cars ever, and is also, I think, has to be top 3 most beautiful cars ever made.
The 1961 Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato.
Yes.
That is a nice car.
There was only one VEV and 2 VEV, and we've got 2 VEV in the game. Left my family a very long time ago, but there was a family connection to that car, so it has a special pride of place for me.
Yeah.
But then right up to things like the Vulcan is just an absolute beast of a thing.
Yeah.
Really sort of, primarily track only, but it's just great to have it in the game. So Aston Martin, it feels like a huge new addition. And then it was saying kind of aerial for the first time.
That's right. How do you feel? You're more of a Caterham man.
I am more of a Caterham. So there's always been a little bit of rivalry there for me. The model that probably changed it was the Nomad. I think it's impossible not to love that car and want to drive it. Yeah, that's off-road tires, rear-wheel drive is a rare combination. But I mean, the other models are great. Right up to the V. Is it just called the V? Yeah, the 500 V8 is one of the craziest cars ever made. If you're ever looking at kind of
seconds, 0 to 60.
Yeah, I think if you're ever looking at kind of YouTube videos of that being driven on track by someone, it just looks absolutely terrifying, but also amazing. And then updates to Jaguar, Land Rover, TVR, Lotus, and Vauxhall and Opel as well. Yeah. I was chatting to somebody the other day saying that actually for them, the Vauxhall Opel collection now is just the most fun, the most compelling one. It's
really?
It's just so varied. So we've actually added a few more kind of motorsports Vauxhalls and Opels.
Yeah, got some slick tires.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some great cars kind of coming into the mix. So just for all-round variety, Vauxhall Opel is really quite strong from that point of view. There's even some flames in one of the pictures, so you've got that to look forward to. And then I'll let you. The other big announcement.
The other thing, did anybody want any more campaign?
No. Nobody wants more campaign.
Literally 2.5 years of somebody every week saying, what about more campaign? And the thing we said in an earlier show is like, well, it's very hard, you see, in top drives, because the campaign goes on and it gets harder and you get better and better cars, and then, you beat Monaco. And the game isn't actually about that and getting the fastest thing ever. It's actually about breadth. And so it wouldn't really work to go, here's an even harder opponent, an even harder one. It would just slow you down and you're like, I don't know, I'm only going to get to the next stage when I pull my 5th legendary. And so it's like, it doesn't really work. But what does work is testing the breadth. And so that is what's going to happen. We're calling it championships. So it's not just like here's the campaign, there's just more of it. It's like a separate section. And the whole idea of it is testing your specialized areas of your garage. So it's like, okay, so how are your German super rares? How are your Japanese rares? How are your Japanese rares that are twisty? And just, each of the different things, kind of like the challenges have done. I know somebody a while back said, why don't you just collect all the challenges up and just put that as a campaign and then they're there forever. It's a little bit like that in a way.
Yeah. And I think that key it goes without saying, but obviously that key difference is it's that permanent thing. There's no time pressure.
Yeah.
So it's there. It's you can sort of see how your collection, how far it takes you through the new championships. And then if you get stuck, then you've got other options within the game kind of go off.
That's right.
And then come back to it.
Yeah.
When
so there's these 6 areas, and you can tackle them in any order or progress on this one, and then start working on that one. And as you develop the garage to do it, and then of course when you've done all of them, then you can get on to what we're calling it is the road to glory, the final ultimate stage, and that's when you can win
quite an exciting prize,
the Roof CTR Yellowbird.
Nice.
Yeah. So we had a question I think a while back. What someone was like, "Are you going to give that out?" And we were like, "We've got a plan for that."
Yeah.
Here's the plan. Because it's so iconic and brilliant. We're like, everybody should be able to get it in a way. And it's not a card that destroys the game if everybody's got it. Like everybody gets a Bugatti Chiron Sport, maybe not. But Yellowbird, brilliant. And so you can work your way towards that. The catch is that you can't just break loose and go on these championships whenever you want. You have to earn what we're calling renown points from events, and then you spend those to enter the championship matches. So what will be happening is when you'll be continually entering events as you do in Top Drives, winning renown from it, and then as you've saved up enough, you can go, right, I'm going to go and have a go at this next bit of the championship. And of course, I'm sure the community is going to be pouring all over this and tearing it apart and sharing with each other what the track times are and the best ways to do it.
Yep.
Or you can ignore that and try to puzzle it out yourself. So yeah, and this is also just the first one. This is the sort of Yellowbird Championship. We've got the capability to add another one and then another one.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of key point. When we made talk in the past about, we could have obviously just added a chunk of campaign mode quite quickly.
Yeah.
But it felt like the opportunity was bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so that, part of the reason why it's taken the time it has is that we've now got a system that actually lets us add significantly more campaign and to kind of tune it and tweak it in response. Because, as with any new feature that goes into the game, you're really keen to get kind of the feedback and look at how people are getting on with it. Kind of how easy is it? How hard is it for different groups of people? So this is championships is major new feature that is going to grow and develop with time.
I mean, I can see that the renown requirement people might be a bit annoyed about. They're like, "What? I wanted a campaign that I could just do, and now I can't." But there is this thing about if we always said if we just add more campaign, everybody will just devour it in 2 days, and then they're like, "Can I have more campaign, please?" So part of it is like, okay, let's pace it out a little bit, and the other one is we want it to integrate it with the rest of Top Drives. We don't want it to be a thing like, oh, right, forget events and clubs and challenges for everything. I'm just going to do this for a bit. The idea is like it's all just part of your rotation of things that you're going through and engaging with at different times. And so hopefully it's exciting when you're like, oh, I've saved up enough renown to do 3. I'm going to really try and beat this one now. Hopefully it makes it more interesting and engaging in the long run rather than something you just like binge on, in one quick go.
Yep.
That's the theory.
That's right. So hopefully that scratches your little campaign itch. Hopefully, I reckon that's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah. And then, not near as exciting as that, I think just a really brief mention on car corrections. As ever, with every update, there are a number of car corrections going into this.
Yep.
We've kind of focused these ones on sort of fewer but higher priority cars. That doesn't mean we're going to have caught every high priority car that people have raised as kind of needing a car correction. But there was a good number of important cars that have gone out. So check out the kind of update notes for that. And actually, the correction team has expanded somewhat. So for anyone who's interested, I think in terms of the next few updates, possibly even minor updates, are going to see a sort of significant number of car corrections going in.
Well, we should say at the same time, right? We have done this thing we've been doing a while now, where we preemptively correct, right? We have this sort of expert council, including some players who really know their stuff.
A vast amount.
And so Evo come in and go, here's how it is, and then they go over it, and we look at it like, actually, and that way we avoid the thing, because people don't like it as much when you have a car and then it changes.
Yeah.
We actually get like literally over 100 of those sorted out before the car even goes out, and then hopefully there's less and less tidying up left to do afterwards.
Yeah. That seems to be working.
Yep, absolutely.
So
that's pretty neat.
It is.
Not a bad update.
Good to see those Aston Martins rolling around, and then a bunch of yellow birds appearing and
That's
battling it out.
exciting.
That's right.
Good. All right, that's all we've got to talk about this time around, but it's worth saying you're probably asking, what about club leaderboards and RQ scaling? You may have heard about these changes. We're going to go into more detail in some other videos later on. So for now, that's it. Thanks for playing Top Drives. Enjoy PL11. And this has been the Top Drive Show. Goodbye.
Bye.